Aww.
We just added 800 baby trout. And these are our, let's see, what do we got here now? We've got some, 3-year-old, 4-year-old?
Oh, wow.
That are monstrous. Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, they're
oh, wow.
huge. They're bigger than our heads.
So where are you going to go first?
I don't know. I go to, I'd say probably Wishing Well. That's where Murphy said that he heard someone saying his name.
Oh, cool.
So,
Sounds like where I want to go.
yeah, it's kind of interesting because his name isn't Murphy, it's William, but nobody on tour knew that. And so, right next to his ear, he said, heard someone say William.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my gosh.
He didn't tell you that was me right next to the side.
That's before you even worked here, man.
So what did we know about the miners that were supposed to have been died here? Was that supposed to have been an accident, or I mean, I know it's.
What is it now?
Wasn't there supposed to be some miners or something that died in here, possibly?
Yeah, so over at our LHD, the load ball dump, I'm sure you saw it when you did the paddle board. Inside of the tab, actually, it's engraved RIP-236 miners that died in here. We do know there's at least 14 that have had accidents back here. We know them for a fact, but the other ones we really don't know just because this place, I mean, it opened up in 1900.
Right.
We really have to know real.
So it wasn't anything like a mass. It was stuff spread out throughout time.
Yeah, probably more construction.
At least that we know of.
Yeah.
So,
And Zane had mentioned something that there's a rumor about some kids that were brought down here and killed. I mean, I know it's a rumor, but do you know about it?
oh, yeah, that is definitely true. There actually is newspaper clippings somewhere about that. Yeah, they definitely, that did happen. They
Wow.
came in here and they got lost and they never came out.
Oh, wow.
So, we're only assuming that they fell under a shale pile or something, or they messed with something they weren't supposed to mess with.
Right.
But we're assuming that the little girl boy that we hear all the time in here is probably from that.
Right.
We don't hear a boy at all, but unless it's so little, it sounds like a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely heard from that.
That's cool. Where do you usually, anytime you pick those boys, is that, what area is that usually in?
So generally it's all the way in the very back. So around the Wishing Well area, there's a shale pile in here that Todd was talking about, my boss was talking about, where, what was it, Eddie, he said that he put a lantern up there.
He put a lantern on a rock pile, and he came back to it, and it had been broken.
Oh, wow.
After like 5 minutes.
After like 5 minutes. Then he came back with a plant hanger, bolted it to the wall, hung the lantern. It was off the lantern broken. Came back again, and the holder and the rock was dislodged.
Wow.
Wow.
And he said, "Okay, great, no lights."
Forget it.
So, and then Red Shirt went back there with a cross.
Yeah.
With just a simple wooden cross, and he put it on there because he didn't believe Todd. And then he came back literally like 10 minutes later, and the arm of it was broken off. Wow. So like, okay, that that couldn't just happen, you know?
Now, over towards the dry side is where the red-eyed side is more prevalent.
It's a lot quieter back here, too.
Me, Murphy,
And right here is where the
Jared,
plug
Eric,
legs are.
If the boat fit back there, I'd totally go to the deepest part, but nope.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's so deep back there that the boat would get stuck. So,
That'd be bad.
Yeah, let's not do
Yeah,
that.
so right now you're 22 feet under water, or above water right now, above the bottom of the ground. So that's looks a lot closer than that.
Yeah.
nowhere else in the mine will people lose so much stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle. So they'll,
I think there's 4 cell phones in total.
yeah, there's about 4 cell phones. There's some tube socks near the entrance of it over there.
You want to try a DR60 or something?
Yeah.
I got my EMF detector on over there.
Do you?
Yeah, and we both got recorders on, so if we hear anything, we'll pick it up.
We'll pick it
Be able
up.
to save it.
Tell when you're ready.
I'm good.
If there's anybody in here right now, can you possibly tell us hello? Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us how many people are here?
Are there any little kids in here? Can you come up to that little recorder in Gina's hand, that little box, and say hello? He said something. Said like 7. So was it just the number of people that got a response?
The only thing that I heard was yes and maybe 7. I don't know. Hold on.
See, that's a voice, that's not us.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got a response to.
Right.
And it sounded like yes, 7. But I'm not going to swear to that. The number didn't sound clear.
One thing that's interesting about places that are not ghost hunted that we've found is they don't know how to use the equipment. If you go into places where they get ghost hunted a lot, they know how to use the equipment, but places that you're just starting, it's like they have to learn and you have to explain it to them.
Because nobody's ever really tried to communicate with them.
Oh, and I'm sure that, like the souls being a little bit older,
Yeah.
then, seeing new equipment. And
Technology and
yeah, it's
stuff, they're like,
oh,
what is that?
And you get ones that are scared and you have to like work with them a while. Like it takes a lot of patience sometimes. And then sometimes you get some that are just like really chatty. You remember that one at that Pam and Tim's house? I mean, it was like super loud. And everywhere we went, it was just like
Really
screaming.
loud responses.
But somebody responded, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it sounds like, something, I'm just really curious about why people lose their stuff right here.
Let's ask. I'm going to ask her. See if I can tell her.
Can you tell us why everybody seems to lose things here in this area? They call it the wishing well. Do you know why?
We have no clue why everyone loses their stuff right here. Nowhere else but right here. So, all right, I'm going to turn the motor off and then we can turn all the lights out just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Just for a little bit.
I keep hearing something.
Yeah, I keep hearing something too, to be honest.
It's like, I don't know, to my left somewhere.
Yeah, I keep thinking I hear something on
Talking?
my right side, but I'm all disoriented.
Well, that would be your right side because the way I'm turned, it's my left.
So I guess we both hear something.
Yeah, I feel like I hear somebody talking.
Tell us why
Is that all talking?
There's something
Can't
there,
hear
but
it.
it's so faint, I can't.
Maybe we're not supposed to.
And maybe that's what I was hearing.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what I'm picking up. And
I
it's,
think you could, yeah, flash the light for a sec. Okay, so I definitely.
We could ask him to speak.
There's mine.
yours was that, this is where I heard it, was this direction.
Yeah, I have it this way. Yeah. So,
Maybe we should go around that way.
okay.
So we've turned around, that's the way we came.
That's where, whatever I hear, it sounds like it's coming from that direction.
Yeah, I thought I heard something over there too, so we can head over that. We love that. So those are actually full grown. They don't get very big. I really, really want to pet one.
I'll get you over there,
I would love
give you a boost.
You'd think they'd be out eating, huh? This time of night.
They don't really seem to care all too much.
So when you're in a mine like this, you see this rock right here? That's a danger of falling at one point or another. Right now it looks really solid, but whenever you see that, that's when you kind of want to make sure you catch it.
Once we finesse this one.
Not the help of the block.
Why? Because it's got like cracks.
Well, yeah, it's a shelf. It's came up. It's come off the bottom, so. See that? Rock bottom.
We'll have to check our recorders when we get home. If both of you heard it.
Sorry.
What's that?
If you shine your light up a little bit, you see that those stockpiles sticking out of the water?
Yeah.
That's where we got stuck.
Andrew?
So that is shale. So shale is another type of rock that we have in here. It's super, super brittle, very fragile. I mean, you could literally just break up a shale rock with your hand. So basically shale formed when there was cracks in the limestone. That's a lot newer than limestone, but there's cracks in it and a bunch of mud. And that clay would get in there and fill in those holes, and then it started to solidify, and then it turned into that shale. So it's really, really unstable. Actually, it's really unsafe.
Yeah.
Anytime the miners saw deposits of it in the ceiling, they would blast it out with dynamite.
Okay.
And anytime they saw it in the walls, though, it was perfectly safe, so they just left it there.
Yeah.
But that's why we think, maybe someone could have possibly gotten crushed while they were trying to blast it out of the ceiling. Or,
Right.
I mean, it was so unstable, you never truly know. Knew, I guess I should say.
This is. If you can hear me, can you tell me if you were a miner? I think I hear talking again. Can you talk a little bit louder? Are you a child?
No. Well, they talk louder.
Well, it was louder. I don't know what it said, but it was louder.
It sounded like the same male voice all the way through it, the same kind of tone, like a,
Did they say no to the minor question?
Yes, they said no.
Interesting. So maybe it was someone that came in here and stuck around or something.
Yeah.
Native people lived on top of the mountain. And, this is where their home was, and this is where their spirits rested and whatnot. In all reality, the Red River Gorge is actually very well known for its ancient native artifacts. My uncle has several pieces of land that has, arrowheads and Indian carvings. I'm kind of curious about that as well.
It was Shawnee property.
It might have been Shawnee, probably.
That's what it's documented as, a Shawnee property.
a lot of it is too, you never know who was buried in the area before the mine, you know,
Right.
pioneers and different kind of people. I mean, it could be, a lot of times we found when spirits know that you're trying to interact, it'll bring ones from different areas that aren't usually there sometimes.
Yeah.
So he
'Cause,
could
I
just
mean,
be one of those.
I firmly believe they can travel. They're not just tied to one spot.
Okay, interesting.
So,
Maybe we can go by that shale pile I was telling you guys about,
yeah,
other than that one, so.
yeah.
Push it backwards. It's close, huh?
So up here, up on the ceiling is the kettle bottom. Did he tell you anything about that?
I don't think so.
Ooh, so I get to tell you about it.
Yeah.
So this is basically a really, really ancient tree root up on the ceiling here. It's about 2.5 million years old.
That's cool.
So it's the biggest ancient tree root like this that we know of in the world. So it is very, very ancient, very interesting to kind of look at. So it starts from up where Eddie's head is, and then it snakes all the way through this room, all the way around that
Wow.
column on the right. Wow. So this thing is huge.
That's amazing.
I get chills whenever I talk about it. 2.5 million years. Just sitting above our heads. Like, I think that's insane.
It is.
So you guys are getting some special access here.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. And then up here is where, I don't know, Eddie, I don't think you've seen it yet, but there's a face type figure. Here. I don't know. I think that's iron or something.
It's funny, it's an alien head on top.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Eddie. Predator. Is it taking water?
I think it is.
We've only had it take water like that like 2 or 3 other times, but I don't know what it's doing Get ready to shit.
Anything else down there? Did you drop it? Cushion.
You've had this thing right with all of Well, you know. Maybe it's what it is. This thing is a tad bit banged up.
I wish this water wasn't cold, so I sure could dive in there right now. It's so pretty.
Oh, I really want to go diving, man. This should be good. We'll just put it. So this should be the pile that Tom was talking about.
This one?
Cool. Yeah. There's actually a fake rubber foot on top of it. So this shell pile did actually come out of the ceiling, so up above there, there's a big, huge hole. We're guesstimating it goes roughly 30 feet into the mountain, because we're around 260 feet below surface right now. And actually above us, there is some caverns, natural caverns, that, you know, the supposed Wendigo could possibly chill out in. Right. That we do know of.
You can touch that. Like the closer, if you walk up to it, it'll light up. So you are more than welcome to walk up to it and look at it.
Hey, you can touch it. It's not going to hurt you or anything. And then we'll know that you're here with us. You can touch this too. Right here, this little thing. It's a toy.
And we'll just leave them sitting there. You don't have to right now. We'll leave them sitting there for you.
What is it? Can you make some kind of noise for us?
Can you come a little bit closer so we can actually hear you?
What was that?
It's kind of like
It was kind of loud, wasn't it?
I think that's about anyways.
If that's somebody, not a bat, can you make that noise again for us? And let us know that you're not a bat.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, is there a bunch back up?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, they're so little.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're all over here.
I bet you got 20 bass up there. Oh, here's some more.
Oh, wow.
Can you shine over here so I can take a picture of those ones up there again?
Which end?
Over there. Yeah. Guys, I found out where I got. He's like, hey, are you alright?
So we did a National Geographic film?
Surprise you.
And I think there's a couple back in that little corner.
It's kind of weird to me how they survive. They'd have to leave the cave system to go eat, right?
Yeah, so they just hibernate in here. And then
Okay.
during the summertime, they go and they chill out outside
I
somewhere.
didn't know they
That's-
hibernated. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is very
Okay.
interesting.
Oh, damn.
What is that?
Fighting them. Oh, quit that.
What are they doing, fighting?
I think it's mainly,
I think they're mating. Fighting or mating?
oh, he's mad.
That's probably that noise we heard then.
That's yeah, that was definitely the noise we heard.
I think we
Go back to sleep.
woke him up. He's mad.
That's the male, and all the rest must be female.
He's got his.
Hair on right
He's climbing on everybody else.
there. If he starts to go up and run, I'm gonna
All right, he's had his fun. All right, so
Oh, God, here it goes again.
all over again.
I can handle this, I can handle the spirits more than I can handle the guano layers.
I swear, I did hear something besides that.
So what's that noise? Is that what it was? I never heard it made that noise before. No, it's like a banging noise over there. Did you guys not hear it?
I heard it. Is it like a?
Now, there's little buoys on the side sometimes.
They knock on the side sometimes.
Okay. All right, Gina, do you want to, now wait, do you think it was the Batson that we were hearing the whole time, or what?
No, it was not that we were hearing the whole time. I mean, the high pitch sound was definitely.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we came back here where we thought we heard you talking. If that was you, if you've got something to say, feel free to tell us now.
Say it loud as you can so we can hear you, please. Are there any little kids in here? Can you come up and say hello into that box in Gina's hand right there? We can hear you if you do. Wow, that was cool.
That was really,
That was a disembodied voice, like
Yeah.
dead on, sound like it said hello.
yeah. Hello?
Did you hear it, Eddie?
Where are you?
Are you lost in here? Can you say lost if you are, and no if you're not?
Can we help you with something?
Can we help you with something? Can you come over here closer to where we're at? Can you say hello one more time for me?
Cool things, but nothing. She was like laughing a little bit. Just kind of giggling. Normally it wouldn't like a bird do something like that.
Yeah.
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 Well, at the end there, whoever it was, it's like they came close and said,
No. And then
and then laughed. Almost like playful.
maybe it is like, yeah.
I have a bear that I brought, but I have to do it somewhere where it's maybe when we get to solid ground, because it's motion activated, so it'll be like going off the whole time. But they may like the bear if there is kids.
You can pull it out on the rock slide.
You push it out?
Rock slide.
You push it out?
It's a fish.
That's a rock.
The rocks fall pretty often in here.
Oh, yeah. Just little pieces here, little pieces there, especially when I get done knocking them loose.
Can you make a noise for us? Any kind of noise or talk so we can hear you with our ears?
What was that?
I didn't hear anything. What did it sound like?
Like a screech.
In the front right.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear it? Okay.
You're gonna have to make a really loud noise if you want us to hear and know that it's you. How about, can you whistle? I would whistle, I can't with this thing in my mouth. Can you do that?
Is there a lady down here?
Can I listen to that?
So you can,
I want
you're
to
okay. You got it? You can hit
put it more
play
back
and
here so
record
Ingrid can hear it too. I need a little bit of light just for a minute.
Eddie, you got that.
Okay. Okay.
Hear me enough?
That's
Can
good.
you talk a little louder for us?
She talked right over Jan. Sound like Heather.
Can you tell us who you are? What's your first name? And how old you are? Do you know how old you are?
I think they definitely answered to the age. I just couldn't make it out.
I know.
Yeah, I'm hoping
Yeah.
I can clear it up.
Yeah, I'm hoping once we put it on the computer.
A lot of time, once you put it on the computer, it takes a lot of that like raspy stuff out, and you
Yeah.
can hear more of the voice.
Yeah, I could hear something in there. It's really hard to make out.
Yeah.
It sounded like a female though, didn't it?
It did.
Talking.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it did.
That was interesting.
You want to keep moving right on?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Thank you for talking with us. You're welcome to follow us
Yes, you can
in
come
the
with
cave
us.
system, not home.
Yeah, don't come home with us.
What is all that noise?
I don't know. I keep hearing stuff. I don't know where it's coming from. So,
I don't know if that would blur any of that. He said he saw like the brightest light of his life, like ever. And he couldn't see for like a couple of seconds because this light was so bright.
That's
Really
interesting.
saw this high up, I guess.
That happens sometimes in really high active areas. There'll almost be like lightning. It's almost like a
flashes
lightning
a lot.
flash.
Yeah, maybe it was something like that then.
I watched this documentary one time. It was
Chad Palek, he's did the documentary, The American Ghost Hunter, and he's been on one of the old paranormal shows, Paranormal State. But he's really good, and he had hooked up with this crew in Australia that,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was a, what was it? Did it used to be a,
It was like some kind of hospital for all kinds of different various things, I
yeah,
think.
but it was an island, pretty much. And the Australian government sanctioned them to do an investigation there.
really.
Because there was so much activity there. And then the documentary is Sir No Face. Because at one point in time, they leave a camera running in one of these buildings and no one is anywhere near that building at all. And something comes around the corner for a second and then shoots back behind the corner and it's a figure and it has absolutely no face.
They even had tried to get Hollywood to redo it to see if it was fake, and they couldn't.
Yeah, they tried CGI because they wanted so bad to think, okay, this can't be real. This has to be fake.
Definitely.
Yeah, they did not recreate it for anything.
But I think
So they named him Sir No Face.
No face. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and you know they would stop 10 foot up there. I'm assuming that's like from Halloween.
but there was lightning at that location, I think is what
like they would just sit there and like it would make flashes of lights in the room, almost like lightning flashes.
Nothing.
What we just heard a minute ago was a really loud woman. Yeah, it was really loud. I mean, I'm sure we got it on a recorder. It's really, really cool.
What'd you say?
It was just like a kind of noise. She didn't say anything.
It's kind of maybe something similar to what we heard when you and my buddies were here.
Yeah, like you did a second ago, can you make a loud, can you speak loudly?
Dude, what is that? Is it not like people talking? And that's a woman. Woman. If I didn't know any better, I'd think there was like a group of, someone on a boat down there screwing around or something,
Let's have a look, though.
No, it's like pitch black.
Unheating the big fish, because they really make the noise, flip up and down.
And then poor little dead ones.
Well, these two aren't coming. They're not going anywhere. They're not going. Go eat. Go eat.
There was one up by our dock there. I don't know what was going on with it, but it was just chilling right next to the dock. It stuck his hand in the water and I pet it.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't swim away, it just chilled. And so I just kept petting it. It's like, all right, I need to take his sore out. I don't know if it was dying or if it was
Dying.
I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on back there.
something going on.
Sound like a scream or something.
Party or something.
I'm telling you, it's really weird. Like, where exactly is that water at back there?
So it's literally just around the corner back there.
Yeah.
And it's only one hole.
So, I mean, if there was people there, you would know it if it was people.
Yeah, it's all water. There's no ledges or anything.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It even echoes.
I know.
I don't know. I need to go home and really listen to this stuff.
Well, I've got my task cam's laying right there. And you know, it records pretty good. So. That's Jeff Dean audio right there.
Sound like a little kid.
I know.
Do you hear it? Little girl?
I'm thinking it has to do with that water. There's just enough sound.
And the limestone in the water.
But like when we were over there by that spring, we didn't hear that, you know? Thank you. You too.